Hi everyone, this is my third video. This is the following the HPI RS4 Sport 3 Flux. Like I said in those videos, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on every car that I own. I have about 50 cars. Here we have the HPI Savage XL. Basically this truck, I made it with leftover parts. I must have like 4 Savages from the XL to the regular Savage. But basically, I just want to show you. I took this truck. It has a lot of vintage parts. All right, I'm going to walk around. It's a very big truck. As you can see, let me take this napkin out of the way. The wheelbase on this thing is insane. All right. I mean, my counter is a big counter. Let's see if I can bring out a ruler that I have here. Give me a second. See if I can find it. Alright, so let me pull this thing out. This thing, so you can have an idea, from wheel to wheel is about 21 and a half inches, 20 and a half inches on the width. And then here, it's about 21 inches. All right, so let's get a little closer here. Basically, like I said, I went into G all the way around instead of the plate is HPI. I went with 18mm hub extenders. Everything is into G. I mean, they make great products. So you can see here. Give you an idea. These are Fat Joes with the axial B-locks. These can get a little expensive. You know, you're talking about maybe $80 for all 4 tires, and then about another $80 for the rims, and then the B-locks are about $40. So just on wheels and tires, you're probably looking at about $200. You know. Let me just take off these so you can see it. Take off the only thing that I went with this truck is with a Kyosho XXL motor, 0.32. And the only reason why I went with the Kyosho motor was just to match the color scheme that I have. Sorry for the video. Let me just show you the rear here. I went with the wheelie bar. I think with the weight of this truck, it might not get up. But if you can see here, I have the red hub extenders here. Red hub extenders. I went with all the conical washers in red from the top. I went with single shocks in this truck. So basically this is what it looks like, right? There's a lot of detail in here that you're not going to be able to see in the video. Alright, if you see in there, I have, you know, red colored washers to match everything, red pulls. I put this heat shrink here just in case it touches the exhaust. Robinson Racing spur gear. Like I said, this is the Kyosho, and the only reason I went with that was just it's a pull start. This little gadget here by HPI Racing, which is a carburetor dial measure. This thing is great because it really gives you the little notches that you need. I went with the battery meter. Alright. Obviously, if anybody knows anything about servos, that sounds like a Servox. I went with this extended tube just because it's such a big truck. I wanted to get as much airflow as possible into the carburetor. Alright, so you have the coolant, fuel coolant there. You have the primer pump there. Of course, I went with the Integy gas tank cover. Integy brake and throttle linkage. Savox, I don't know if you can see in there. That's a 1258. This thing has silver grub screws, a set screws, red nuts. I know lighting is pretty bad in here, but a red fuel filter, red body posts. This truck is pretty intense. I mean, it's got a great setup with the shocks. I went with, I think, 27.5 all the way around. This thing's pretty badass, let me tell you. Everything's completely shimmed like I do all my cars. There's no play whatsoever in these wheels. This is meshed perfectly in here. Like I said, Integy shocks, Integy front and rear bumpers, Integy low arms, upper arms, turnbuckles, hub extenders, shock towers. These are not Integy. I don't think they'll make them in red. This pipe, I bought it on eBay. It's very nice. I like this pipe. It's made in China. I mean, I went with a lot of detail in this particular car, this particular truck. But it's built like a tank. I'm gonna go upside down here, and oh, that's pretty heavy. All the screws have been upgraded. I'm with a 1231 servo. I mean, it's like 400 torque, 400 ounces of torque. Like I said, it's pretty badass, man. Let me just step back a little bit so you can enjoy it here. Now these tires make this truck a lot wider. I mean, you got to see this thing in person. I mean, it's I mean, anybody would probably think it's a 1/8, a 1/5 scale. In reality, it's a 1/8. I have a lot of cars that I've upgraded, and I'm gonna start doing tutorials of one by one, just to get. The reason why I'm doing it is just to give you guys ideas out there. All right, I mean, you guys can get crazy with these. With this hobby is insane. I mean, you can do a bunch of things to your trucks. I mean, obviously, the nicer you make them, the more you want to take care of them. But these trucks are made to be abused. You know, they can take a tremendous beating. I love HPI products. But please stay tuned for my other cars and tutorials that I have so many of them that are upgraded. There's nothing, you know, anybody can do this. It's just I'm a freak when it comes to like attention to details and making these things run a little better. I like to take them apart and redo them. Even the servo saver spring is changed. That went with the Integy Really can't see much in there. Let me see if I can get you in there. Red servo or horn. G steering linkage. Engine plate, engine stand. Like I said, this truck's built badass, man. Let me tell you. You would have to see this thing in person so you can really enjoy it. But if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Like I said, just stay tuned. I'm gonna list this as video number 3, and then so forth, so on and so forth. My next car will be video number 4, and so on and so forth from there. But stay tuned, okay? I'm sure you enjoy this. Anybody that's into the hobby is definitely gonna enjoy seeing the cars that I've built and put together. A lot of time goes into this. All right. Please, guys, when you build a car like this, take the tools out of your hands. Don't try to do 2 things at the same time with tools in your hands. You end up scratching things and breaking things and stripping things. Take the tools out of your hands, set your screws, do what you got to do, and then go back, get your tools and do them. To build these things right, sometimes we leave the tools in our hands and it's just not a good idea. End up scratching these, especially if you're trying to do a show car or making it look nice for that matter, Just a little walk around one more time so you can just see it from a different angle. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, stay tuned for other cars. Thanks.